all to the WOUU Improv Theater. I know that there's at least 2 people who haven't been here before. We're grateful and happy that you are here. The rest of you who have been here before, we're also grateful and happy that you're here. My name is Michael Byrne. I allegedly am responsible for things like that happening. And I'm responsible for everything around here. Could we give a hand to Walt Batiki and Jennifer Lavenhart, please? 2 of the most on Tracy Glenn. Now, tonight's particularly ridiculous because what we're trying to do with the help of these wonderful people here is really emulate live television broadcast. And God, it's glorious. If anything has gone right today, I am not aware. So, but the main thing about being an improviser is that if it should happen that a beautiful woman gives you a lectern, take that lectern. Yes. And if they say Good evening, everybody. I am so excited that in our efforts to create live television, and we actually have invited an audience into the studio. Yes, you can clap. You can do that. I'm thinking that maybe we want to coin a phrase right now: studio audience. How's it sound? Ooh, like that? That's good. That's good. Okay, so my name is Marvin Dweeble, and I am the general manager of WOUU, and on behalf of the station, I want to invite all of you to enjoy yourselves. There we go. That's wonderful. And we're going to, right now, the folks at home, they're not seeing the test pattern anymore. It's the documentary on salt production, I believe. Yes, they're seeing a documentary film on salt production, but in just a moment, we're going to go live to what's happening right here in the studio. And you let me know when, technical crew.
Good.
Should I get out of the way?
You may commence when ready.
I will go now, and you can roll, hopefully, the beginning to Picking Dates. Our first program tonight is a game show called Picking Dates, and I'll get out of the way. Now.
It's time for Picking Dates with your host, Biff Wellington. Brought to you by WOUU TV.
And it is time for Picking Dates! Do we have a show for you this evening? Let us meet our our prospects. Let's bring them up on stage. All three of our prospects. Now, as you know, this is the one and only ultimate dating show sweeping the nation. Our ratings are higher than my credit card bills. All right, here we go. Before we get started, we need to learn a little bit about our prospects over here. We have some prospects who may have a few little different quirks or types of things going on. Prospect number one, I heard that you have this deep obsession. Does anybody know what his obsession is?
Snakes.
Snakes, yes, that's true. He is obsessed with snakes. So let's remember that as we move on. Prospect number two is an inanimate object. What inanimate object is prospect number two?
Pinata.
A pinata. Yes, that is absolutely true, sir. Thank you for that. And last but certainly not least, our prospect number three has superpowers. What type of superpowers do they have?
Can make your nose run.
They can make just their nose run or everybody's nose run?
Everybody's.
Everybody's nose run. Okay, so we need to keep these things in mind as we move forward into Picking Dates! Now, if we could please bring out our wonderful, amazing first contestant, Rita. Rita. You know, I told sets about this. They can't get the set right for anything. Good evening, Rita. Welcome to the show. Round of applause. Come on down. Well, before we get off, Rita, why don't you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what brings you to Picking Dates?
Well, I am actually an exotic animal veterinarian. Yeah, and I do a lot of traveling, which doesn't give me a lot of time for, finding a partner. So I'm hoping to find one tonight.
Well, we have some wonderful prospects lined up for you. So if you'd like to begin, we can get right into it.
Okay.
All right, so our contestant is going to ask some questions of each of the prospects, and hopefully we can find a love connection.
So, okay, prospect number one. In my line of work, there is a fair amount of danger. Can you tell me what is the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
Oh, well, one time I left the doggy door open when I was living overseas, and a damn mongoose got in and went after all my little babies.
Oh my goodness. All your babies?
All my little babies.
Exactly how many babies did you have?
Well, at the time, it was before mating season. There were 172, I think. About 3,079 after hatching them.
That's a lot of kids. Yeah, okay. Prospect number 2, same question?
Yes. Excuse me, I'm a little stiff. Okay, my most dangerous moment, probably being suspended from a string while people beat me up till I pierce holes.
Is that like a turn on? Is that you do that for fun?
It's what I do every day.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
I haven't known another life.
You haven't?
No, I have not. No.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe we can have some new adventures together
That would be so wonderful.
that don't involve piercing.
Yeah.
Okay, prospect number 3, same question.
Well, my most dangerous time is definitely when I run out of tissues. I've used handkerchiefs in the past, but they're just tough to keep clean, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So you need tissues and or handkerchiefs frequently.
I mean, it's more polite that way, yeah.
Okay.
And you know, you can offer them to people and be a gentleman.
Yes, yes, yes. You mean you like to give them and receive them?
Yes.
Okay, well, I like the sound of that. Yeah, okay, great. Let's go back to prospect number 2.
Sorry, contestant number 3, could you get it? I'm a little stiff, I can't.
All right. Yes, this is clean, I promise.
Oh, thank you.
That's very sweet.
Sorry, yes.
Hi. I also find, as an exotic animal veterinarian, I find my hands in some weird places sometimes. What's the weirdest place your hand has ever been?
Well, I suppose in a non-existent realm, because I don't have hands, I have little nubs.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they're just little nubs. My creator didn't care to put too much detail into me. I'm kind of just a representation of what could have been something more exotic.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Oh, please do.
Are you Italian?
Sometimes it depends on my model. Sometimes I have been.
And how are you with lying?
With lying, I wouldn't say I have a big issue.
Okay,
No,
good. That's
no.
good. That's good.
I just have to chime in. I thought most of the time it's made in China.
Yes, that's most of the time. Sometimes I'm made to look as if I represent somewhere else, but I suppose it is just a big lie. So to go back on my question, which I originally lied to you about.
Yeah.
I suppose I'm made in China.
I mean, I apologize. I didn't mean to beat you down or anything.
No, that's okay. I'm really used to it.
Okay.
Sharita, go ahead. Who else?
Well,
What questions do you have?
that was very honest of you. Thank you. Back to prospect number 1. You know, I'm very brave out in the field, but when I get sick, I become a big baby. What are you like when you're sick?
Oh, wow. Well, when I don't feel well, I get very frightened because some of my bigger babies, they need to eat every few weeks. There's usually a large amount. And we have a lot of small children in our neighborhood, and I worry. I worry for them.
Okay.
Oh, I do sometimes call a doctor because not so much that I want the treatment, but I just love that symbol.
Okay. Yeah.
I could see why you would.
Yeah.
I could see why you would. Do you mind if I ask a few questions?
Sure.
Prospect number 3. Oh, hold on. You're looking at me, so it's, it's a little tough.
It happens.
Prospect number 3. Cold and flu season's coming up. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I feel great about that. People are a lot less likely to blame me if there's something going around. Usually it's either allergies or the flu season, or it's just me. And then they come after me and try to lock me in the house so that they can
Oh, thank you. I mean, I could see why.
Yes.
I could see why. Oh, thank you for that tidbit.
I can't move my arms. If you just, thank you.
Prospect number 2.
Thank you.
I mean, I always love a good party. What's your favorite thing about a party?
Oh, perhaps when no one pays attention to me and I just get to observe some children having fun. I like to be a voyeur.
Can I ask a follow-up question here?
Please jump right in.
I love candy. How do you feel about candy?
Oh, you cut me open. I'm sure I'm really full of it.
Can we go to commercial real
I'm
quick?
having a flashback. You have flashbacks like just 3 seconds ago.
Well, yes. I mean, a movie came on, and I was just really worried it was going to be another one of those Raiders movies with that prick Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
What is his problem? What is it, really?
Speaking of movies, what was that movie they made about you? You were on a plane, right? Something about you on a plane?
Now, that was an accident. That was completely misguided. I would never endanger my babies like that.
Oh.
I never would. They said, come on down. We want to show you around this airplane set. And the last thing I knew, there was a man screaming that there were motherfucking snakes on the plane. I said, well, no shit. What did you think would happen? I'm sorry, I swore. You can boo and hiss.
Prospect number 3, could you shift your chair a little bit that way? I can't stop this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Thank you. So, Sharita, how are you feeling so far about our prospects? Is anyone tickling your fancy?
Yeah, I think I am intrigued by one a little bit more than the others. Unfortunately, prospect number 1, I love Samuel L. Jackson, and I'm not very fond of snakes. So I'm really hit off.
So you're not fond of snakes?
No.
What kind of exotic veterinarian are you?
Well,
The kind I won't call.
yeah.
Well, I think there could be some pretty solid differences between the both of you then,
Yeah.
considering you don't like them and he really, really likes them.
Are you a snake?
Oh, I wish.
You wish.
I mean, so I envy. You have no limbs. That's so great.
No, I do not.
That would be fantastic. Sometimes I do roll around on the floor and pretend, but oh, I can only dream. I just, surround myself with my babies and live through my children, you might say.
All right, let's come back to you. Prospect number 2.
Yes.
I have a traumatic experience from my childhood involving a piñata.
Yeah.
So would that mean that you and I would not really hit it off very well?
Oh, I really would prefer if you didn't hit off on me at all.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it just wouldn't work.
No. Are you a piñata?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry, contestant number 2.
Contestant number 3.
Yes.
You're very intriguing to me. I'm just wondering if you are sort of like the most hated thing in the world right now.
I am, well, not right now.
Not right now.
But I do get yelled at a lot this time of year, just sort of generally.
Okay.
People get really annoyed at needing to use so many tissues, and they're always saying, frickin' pollen, or that guy.
But I do have to say, when the thieves broke into my home to steal some valuables, I was just delighted to find them sneezing on the floor. I thought that was heroic.
I have been known to help out sometimes. And technically, sneezing and all of that sinus system is meant to flush things out of your body.
Yeah,
So like technically, I'm probably preventing a lot of people from getting sick.
So, are you an allergen?
In a manner of speaking.
Or do you just make people sneeze?
It's a gift, really. Yes. Some people call it heroic. Thank you. Thank you, Snake Man.
With great power comes great irritation to others.
That's true. Itchy eyes, the whole kit and caboodle. It's a problem.
Oh, you really got me going over here. It's dripping everywhere.
Oh. Are you pollen?
No.
No? It's just when you get near me.
Yeah. I'm trying to help. I'm just making it worse, aren't I? Thank you.
Prospect number 3, have you always had this gift?
Yes, I was.
This gift to just...
I was born with it. I came out of the womb, and the doctor just started sneezing. The nurses had to go find a box of tissues. Why they didn't have something like that in the operating room is beyond me. And my mother said that she hasn't been the same since. She can't see me without just snot.
Wow. It doesn't really sound like a very fun deed, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm just really intrigued trying to get to the bottom of you. So you're not an allergen and you're not pollen, but it would appear that you make people sneeze when you look at them. Yeah,
It's
is
true.
that
They sneeze.
Oh!
Yeah, and just.
Oh! Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm just dripping
do
and
you produce
dripping.
mucus?
Oh!
I kind of incite other people.
Oh,
to
in
do
other
that.
people.
Yeah.
You give other people mucus.
Yeah, but like they're doing it. I'm the impetus. They're not taking my mucus.
So are you like
I
a
promise.
coronavirus or a virus of some sort?
Surprisingly, no.
Oh.
No, I just do this. Nobody's really explained why. Modern science has no idea. I just have this power.
Have you come up with a name for yourself? Like, we have like Catwoman and that sort of thing. Is there a name for what you do?
I would rather go by the pollinator, but mostly people call me Sniffles. Yeah.
Well, it's about that time, Sharita. We need you to make a decision here.
Okay, well, my last thought is that you might be ragweed, or something in that family. Anyway, I don't really want to go on a date with anything remotely like you, so I apologize, but it's not going to be you. Sorry. Prospect number 1, I'm just wondering if you are a spider, perhaps? No.
Oh, some of my little babies eat those.
They do.
With the live food, little things they can grab.
Uh-huh.
And it's just their time. Sometimes the scales of justice tilt one way or the other. And,
You're not a snake.
I wish.
Oh.
You do wish.
I wish.
I understand. Yeah. Well, maybe we could try out some serpentine positions. Would that work?
Ooh, I would love that. You're really turning around. I mean, it's like almost like a snake biting its own tail. You've got it looped around. I like that.
Because are you that thing that I can't remember the name of?
Ouroboros.
Yes.
I knew that.
He would know that. He knows everything about snakes.
Thank you very much.
Ha! Thank you. Stop.
Well, whatever you are, let's go on a date.
Alright, we have a love match. We have Sharita and our buddy obsessed with snakes. Sharita, we'll have to come back to you in a couple weeks and see how your first date went.
Okay, well, I guess it's going to involve snakes.
Have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Picking Dates. Are we all set?
Brought to you by
My string? It's in the bag. Can someone? I can't.
Got you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're trailing M&M's and Jolly Ranchers.
I'll take this Jolly Ranchers.
So,
We have some commercials for Tupperware that the folks at home are watching while we switch over, and we're going to be doing the sitcom in just a moment. It's very exciting.
What do we need for set for the sitcom?
We'll set it.
Okay.
Oh, dude, make that.
I was gonna say, I'm a host. I don't get paid to set up furniture.
He's such a diva. I can't even deal with him.
This is TV. Every second costs money. Every minute is a gold mine. Do you have any idea what Helicopter Corporation is? It's in the hundreds of millions. Really? We have an opening for the, actually, here it is. Where's the first one? Here it is. Let's see. Here in the studio, we get Bible just give it to see. Oh, see, it's all the houses. Let's see. And action.
Welcome to Through the Looking Glass. You would see a made-up sitcom right before your very eyes. It's amazing. An amazing sitcom. That is amazing. Really amazing.
Go, Craig, go.
What we don't have. We don't even know what we're gonna do. We're gonna need maybe some
What do
help.
you need from the
We need
studio?
help.
They're called the studio.
The studio, thank you, studio audience. Well, so from the studio audience, I guess the best thing to ask would be, we need types of sitcoms, and the best way to ask that from you is to give us some of the sitcoms that you enjoy watching yourselves. What are some of those sitcoms that you enjoy watching yourselves?
Now or in the past.
Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Happy days.
What'd you say?
Now we're in the past.
Now we're in the past. It doesn't matter. Anybody else?
Three's Company.
Three's Company?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Curb Your Enthusiasm. Going to the dark side. I see. Okay, so gathered we have a family and a diner, which was split between Happy Days, right? Half of it's in the family, in the house, half of it's in the diner. And we had, what was yours?
Three's Company.
Three's Company in the apartment, roommates in the apartment. And we have Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is awkwardness, extra awkwardness, just all over the place awkwardness. Can we do something with that?
We got it.
Okay, I think we got it. Thank you.
Babe! Babe, you gotta help me out of this one. I'm really in a pickle.
Well, I'll do anything. Anything.
We're in a pickle.
Wait, we have a problem? What did you do? What? Another?
I told Joe.
Yeah. Joe? Yeah, of
I
course.
told Joe that we would babysit a child.
Oh, Janet.
I've
Not a
been
child.
looking up the how-to, and there's a lot to it.
You remember what happened last time. We don't want to relive that again.
No.
Ooh.
No.
So, okay. Here's what we can do. Just tell them we're busy. Yeah, tell them we're busy. We're busy, and we can't do the child thing.
The kid's coming in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Ooh, sickness. That's a quick 5 or 10 minutes.
Early. Joe!
Joe. Hi. Oh, we're so happy that you're here.
Did
Oh, he's touching me. Janet, he's touching me.
So did Joe Senior? Is he gone already?
He drove off real fast. He said, let's go.
They just dropped you off at the corner?
Yeah, Dad does that a lot.
Wow. He must really love you.
Is this your couch?
That.
I won't make poopy on it. I won't make poopy on it, I promise.
Do we have plastic? Oh. No. But why don't you just stand? How long is he gonna be with us?
You know, Joe Senior. It could be anything.
How long can you stand?
On 1 foot? I can stand on 1 foot for 200 days. And I can stand like a ninja.
That's a start, I guess.
Hey, is this table expensive?
Oh, that's your grandmother's table.
Have a seat, Joe Junior.
You sure?
I brought you a drink that is non-alcoholic.
Okay.
It's a nice coffee.
Nice coffee?
Why don't you sit on the plastic side seat?
All right.
Yeah.
Nice coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no alcohol. Oh, you might want to just sip that.
Just give him coffee, Janet.
Whoa! I like this place. You guys are very nice. I like this family. What's your name? What's your name?
Have a quick
Can you tell me what's your name, huh?
Just one question, Janet. Are you crazy?
Apparently.
So what's your name, mister?
Why don't you just call me that?
That's a weird name. Why don't you just call me that as your first name?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, why don't you just call me that? Okay. I like that name. Why don't you just
I'm
call me
back
that?
on the couch, Janet. He's back on the couch. Oh!
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay, Joe. You just sit down. Is it nap time?
Huh?
Do you take naps? How old are you?
I'm 5 and 6. My dad didn't tell me.
Joe Junior?
Yeah?
This is a teddy bear.
A teddy
I know
bear?
it looks like a pillow, but it's an avant-garde teddy bear.
Ooh! I'm God! Okay, I'll kill a teddy bear with my sword! Well, I'm God! I like the on-guard teddy bear. Now stab it. And stab it. And stab it.
And stab it! And stab it! And stab it! And stab it! And stab the man! Why don't you just... What did you do with the cat? We should lock him in the closet.
Me in the closet?
No, you're fine. Right where you are. Let's talk. Can we talk?
I'd love to talk to you, Mr. What is your name?
Yeah, let's go with that. Yes. So, I know a person. Okay. They like to give professional advice to people. Okay. Yes. And would you like some professional advice?
I guess so.
Oh, great. So, have you ever taken medication?
What do you mean, like from the doctor?
Kind of. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Oh, there we go.
Sometimes.
Hey, Jimmy, what do you think about that?
What was that?
A little professional advice.
Yes? What was that?
And he takes medication.
Oh, you want me to go get something out of the medicine cabinet for our little...
Yes, get lots of them.
Okay.
Lots.
Well, to occupy you in the meantime, I found a game.
A game?
We have a board game.
It's board game! The board game! I like the board game! I want to play the board game! I want the board game!
Have you played Risk?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, well, here it is. Honey, you can explain the rules.
How do you play it?
Risk. We're gonna play Risk?
Yes, it's a board game. Children play games.
Okay, so this is Hi. You touched me.
Sorry.
This is a game. It's a very calm, relaxing game.
Calm, relaxing.
Yes, we're just gonna take deep breaths. It's about world domination and killing your opponent as fastly as you. Janet!
Yes, dear.
Maybe. Do we have any other games?
Well,
Okay,
the
so.
adult, the bedtime games.
Well, we'll save that for later.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes. He appears to. He's trying to say something, Janet.
Wait, you told me to take deep breaths.
Oh!
I thought you swallowed a piece.
No.
He likes to take deep breaths, Janet.
I dropped a pill.
Oh.
Which one is that?
This is your medication. I cut it in half because you're little.
And if you take it, you'll feel really good.
At least we will.
Go ahead.
Seems like.
It's safe.
Should I say ah?
Yes.
Oh, sure. Let's go with that.
How do you say ah?
I think just like that.
Say it.
Ah.
One up my water.
Janet, what was that, Bill?
It was just half, so don't worry. You're big. It'll.
Half of
It's
what?
gonna help you get through this. You'll be more relaxed.
I think we should go for some professional advice at this moment,
Oh.
Janet.
Okay. What do you
Uh,
have in mind?
maybe we should do that call-in psychiatrist. A psychiatrist is somebody that really helps people feel good about themselves.
Feel good?
Come and sit right over here. Do
Okay.
we have audio on that psychiatrist? Are you dialing it up?
I am.
Okay, Joe. So this is gonna make you feel.
Sorry.
Hello.
Oh, yes, doctor. Doctor.
Phyllis Lovejoy here. Yes.
Oh yes, doctor. We were wondering if we could bring you a new patient. Is that I should have called first. I'm sorry, it's an emergency.
I'm sorry, could you please identify yourself?
I am Bob, and this is Janet.
Bob and Jana. I'm assuming this is a marital difficulty we're having?
Not exactly.
This is
We never want to just jump in like that, do we? By the way, what insurance do you have?
We have it's that low budget insurance from Tennessee, actually, high
I don't
deductible.
think I know. Do you have any health insurance, I'm asking?
effectively no. Yes, and we pay a lot for it, but effectively no. Would you? Shall I just read you our credit card number right now?
Let's do that, shall we?
I accept no Diners Club, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. We can get to that later. I just
Discover.
want to about all of this.
So, I would just like to get into it a little bit because the time is of the essence. He's sitting on our couch, doctor. On our couch.
Our lives have been taken over by someone else's 5-year-old, doctor.
Who? Where is he? I'll get him. You show me, I'll put him right in his nose just like that.
So you can hear what we're dealing with.
Huh?
I'm not sure I heard that correctly. You have kidnapped a 5-year-old.
Yes, doctor! Help! Help!
Well, I would say, doctor, yes, kidnapping is involved, and yes, a 5-year-old is involved. But I would not say we kidnapped him, if you capture my drift.
He's holding us under.
Close.
I don't know how to. Anyway,
host, Doctor.
I'm sorry, Bob.
Yes.
Twice. If I need to call the police. Do I need to call the police, Bob?
I'm sorry, do what twice?
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe this call will solve it.
Okay.
What do you think is the root of the problem?
He's 5 and we don't know what we're doing.
Well, many of us don't know what we're doing. Can we be more specific?
I would say he's kind of different.
Bouncy.
Bounce.
Different bouncy.
I like to bounce.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic. Well, he's 5. I mean, may I ask how old you are?
No. May I ask how old you are?
Now, Janet, she's trying to help us. I'm 53.
Well, so this was a late in life kidnapping for 5-year-olds. Okay. Well, I mean, they're very energetic. And by the way, it is after 10 o'clock. Have you tried putting him to bed?
I mean, we gave him coffee, and we thought for sure that would do it.
I like coffee. I like coffee. I like the coffee.
Maxwell House coffee. It's delicious.
Oh, now, what is your name, son?
My name?
Yes.
Tony.
No, it's not. His name is Joe Jr. See, he does these things. He lies to us.
I lied to you.
He just showed up at our door without his parents.
Without his parents.
And you let him in.
And he let him in.
Stop that.
I'm not sure what to do in those situations.
Well, most normal people, well, sorry to use that term, but most people would call the authorities and say that a child had been left on their doorstep.
No,
but not you, Bob.
We know who left it. We know his father. It was a drop and dash.
Dropping.
We agreed to babysit him. Well, I didn't agree. She agreed. That's a different story. We're gonna have to take
It's
this.
true, I confess I made a horrible mistake.
That's not helping, Joe.
That's not helping, Joe.
That's really not helping.
Joe.
Stop.
Doctor?
Yes.
So,
Can we agree that we need to make Joe Jr. a priority?
Yes.
What do you mean by priority?
I think she means that I should be the center of the attention of what's going on here. You see, what seems to me is
Very
that...
articulate.
Thank you very
Joe
much. I
Jr.
appreciate that. It seems to me that parents of your nature should be able to look at me and see that I have a small problem, and you should be able to solve it.
I think.
Well, that was very well put.
What?
Good job. It makes you wonder who the adult is, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Are we paying you?
Oh, you are on this meter, yes.
Okay, well, in that case, I did think I heard one piece of advice, actual advice in there, Doctor. You mentioned putting him to bed. Should we try
I think it might be an excellent idea. I'd try a story and see if that works, and a little warm milk.
a bedtime story and, well, we don't have milk. Would creamer do?
Try vodka.
Really?
We have.
We can do this.
Rub it on his gum.
Yes. Yes.
We do have vodka. We do have vodka.
We
left.
have vodka.
Okay. Well, I mean, doctor, thank you for your expert
I'll
advice.
leave you to it. I'll leave you to it. Call anytime.
We'll be calling tomorrow.
Just remember, it's double time on the weekends.
Thank you, doctor.
So listen, Joe.
Gonna tell me a bedtime story?
Wait, there's somebody in the back door.
I have a pizza delivery for Joe Jr.
Pizza, 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 pizza! I got my pizza!
Excuse me, sir. Sir,
Yeah?
do you know anything about children?
Well, when they're eating pizza, they like to hear stories.
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes!
Can you tell a story?
Can you?
Well, I like stories.
Yes, I've never really told a story.
Story,
before.
story, story! I want to hear a story! I want to hear a
Tell me a story.
Okay. I think, to tell you the truth, we should really call the doctor back and have the doctor help us out in case we say anything that's wrong. We're not really parents. Can you call the doctor up again?
It's gonna cost us.
I'll pay anything at this point. I mean, it's such a pleasure to have you. That's a lot of pizza. You eat the whole thing?
That's a big bite. You want some? You want some of the pizza?
Hello, doctor?
I'm sorry, yes?
Yes, we would like to pay you some more money. If you'll help us with the story, we're afraid we might say something wrong.
Story time, please.
Oh! Oh no! Oh no, Mr. Teddy! They're afraid! Don't be afraid. Alright, is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Once upon a time.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Yes, yes. Okay, you probably all know this. Go ahead. Once upon a time.
There was a husband and a wife that had really expensive furniture. And they did not want to get any of it dirty, like with pizza or anything.
And they didn't like to cover the furniture with plastic.
Did you just deliver the pizza?
We can use all the help we can get, babe.
No offense. And they had a really nice table. It was an antique, and they did not want it broken.
Like this one?
Yeah.
And their rug, they imported it themselves from a vacation, and they had it appraised, and oh my God, they got a deal.
So
It was an antique, just like their way of thinking about children.
anyway, they made it through a nice night together without any problems. It was so fantastic. They loved each other. They hugged each other. They told stories.
They had some wine.
They had some vodka. And they got really, really sleepy.
Gotta sleep.
All right, this is getting way off track. Way off track. Right, Mr. Teddy? Way off track. All right. Once upon a time in the deep, dark forest, where the trees grew so tight together that it was hard to make your way around.
They were Siamese trees.
They were Siamese trees.
Siamese
Yes.
trees. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the trees.
There was a little boy named Joe Jr. who was lonely.
That's you!
Sweet. I was in the Siamese trees forest.
He came upon a house in the middle of the forest. There was only this one house. He knocked on the door. And who opened the door?
Who?
An owl.
An owl opened the door.
A wise owl.
And Joe Jr. walked in. Now, Bob, what happened next?
He sat on the couch But that's okay. He almost broke the table. But we don't blame him. He's just a child.
And he drugged the owl with half a pill.
Wise owl.
But that's okay.
Yeah, yes. That's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. He was a good boy. After he sat on the couch, and after he almost broke the table, and after he ordered the pizza, he just relaxed. For the rest of the night.
He went upstairs to go to sleep.
Oh yes.
Which was really weird because all the bedrooms are downstairs.
Aren't you the guy that brought the pizza?
That's because there were magic mushrooms on the pizza.
Wait a minute. We're the ones who are supposed to be worried we're saying things inappropriate for children, and you're bringing drugs into this story?
Magic mushrooms?
They were magic.
Magic mushrooms. Yes, Janet. Yes, magic mushrooms.
Hey man, all right. That's all right. That's
Is this better or worse? I don't know.
I'm not really. Did you give him the vodka?
I think we all need mushroom pizza.
Anyway, upstairs he went. To the magical upstairs that doesn't really exist.
Doctor!
To take a nap.
He's asleep.
He got in the first bed.
I'm just gonna hang up!
Oh. Here he is, honey.
So just don't move and stay there all night.
But the story didn't end yet!
End scene!
Alright, so we're showing that documentary to the folks at home. We're going to take about 10 minutes here in the studio, and then we'll come back with one more program. We've even added a snack bar.
No, it's the WOUU.
We're back. We're back. You tell me, Mr. Director, sir.
Where'd you go?
We're good to go. Are we running a thing or are we just on?
Well, you're on the air.
I'm on the air right now, and that's so exciting. Hello, everyone. I am Milton Fribble, and this is Two on the Aisle, the Movie Critics program. And with me this evening is a fill-in critic. I'll let you introduce yourself, dear.
Dad, just tell them who I am.
My daughter. As you know, usually I work with her mother. We split up recently. But apparently she's leaving
my
the show
God.
as well. I don't know. I don't know. I tried so hard.
she's
I have
not
tried so hard.
She's not leaving the show. She's just on vacation with David, okay?
All right, David. Anyway, we're delighted to be here. We're very happy, aren't we? And it's so nice to have a father-daughter moment doing the two on the aisle together.
Yeah, except we were supposed to go hang gliding this weekend.
This is more fun than hang gliding.
Yeah, right.
You're doing television.
Is this on? Do we?
Yes, don't hit that. Don't hit that, honey. All right. So, our first film that we're going to review this evening, I'm sure we'll have rather different opinions of. This is a noir classic.
Oh God.
From the early 1950s, and of course many of you know a lot of these noir titles. Just go ahead, yell out a noir title for us. It's a film noir like
Darkness in the Alley.
I'm sorry?
Darkness in the Alley.
You're saying Darkness in the Alley. What else do I hear?
Silent alligator.
Silent Alligator. Alligator Darkness was produced in 1949 on a very low budget.
This is Alligator Darkness from
Yes,
I
yes.
love that movie.
Well, there you go, honey. I told you it wouldn't be so bad.
Cool.
Well, perhaps you'd like to give your take on the movie first.
Okay. You want me to start? Okay.
You could tell them your name.
Okay, all
You're
right.
not just, your name isn't his daughter.
All right, my name is Clarissa. I'm 17, and I'm here with my dad tonight.
And I am very proud of her. I am.
You're embarrassing. Okay, so anyway, Alligator Darkness is a movie that my dad used to show us when I was little. And I remember we all used to sit on the couch together, the three of us, and watch it. And they would let me stay up late, especially when it was on TV, you know. And so I love this movie probably mostly for that reason. But also it's pretty cool because it functions on so many different levels, you know. It's like an allegory, and it's also like a literal alligator, except you're never really sure. Is it well, okay, I shouldn't tell them movies today.
Well, that's okay.
Okay.
You know what I often do, honey, is I talk about, you know, things that make this particular production special in terms of the way it was produced, the style, perhaps something about the opening that grabbed you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this opens, okay, watch the camera work in this because
There you
this
go.
opens, yeah.
There you go.
This
That's
opens,
right.
the cameraman was doing all this innovative stuff like weird angles. And so often you see the entire scene go at a weird angle and then it pops back up. So watch for that in the opening scene, which I think starts off in
On a cliff, which is counterintuitive for a movie about an alligator.
Right.
You would expect a swamp. But instead they are high above Los Angeles on a cliff in a precarious situation already at the very beginning of the movie.
Right, it's so cool.
It's film noir class to the nth degree. I love to say nth degree.
Imagine this. This is the end. I never thought I would beat my doom high over the Hollywoodland hills.
Oh my gosh, someone is down there.
Clarice!
Mark.
Clarice! I need you to throw me a rope, and this time I don't mean an allegorical or metaphorical rope. I mean an actual
It
rope.
was one time, Mark. Let me find one.
No, I'm telling you, this wasn't a euphemism.
No, I get it. I just have to find a rope now.
I'm being dragged out by gravity's.
You are pressuring me, Mark.
I don't mean to pressure you, but I don't think you realize. Oh, I almost said the gravity of the situation, which would be descriptive, but I do mean actual gravity. I will fall to my death.
And let's pause it right there. That, of course, is Henry Beaumont and the very lovely Lola Fondue in one of her early roles. And Henry, of course, was nearing the end of his career at that point. Many people said that the romantic angle wouldn't work, but I thought they really sparked. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. And here's where it gets interesting. Let's get the film rolling again.
Mark, I got it.
Throw me the rope!
expect an alligator to arrive at this moment.
Mark, is that?
It is! It's the alligator that we've been tracking through this whole film! Well, thank God we're in the abandoned furniture section of the Hollywood Hills! I'll throw these chairs at it!
Wait a minute, pause. Did we start at
No,
the end?
actually, this is one of the things with low-budget films. You get that kind of thing all the time. This was intended for Reel 3. They decided to use it as an opener. By the time it came, to redub it, to do the automatic dialogue replacement, the ADR work, they just didn't have any more money. So, as far as the actors were concerned, this was the third reel.
I never noticed that. Okay.
It's amazing what happens when you're on television, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, there I was, fighting for my life with an alligator climbing up a cliff. It reminded me of what happened 72 hours earlier. It's a tough, boring life being a private detective in Los Angeles after the war. Hey, who let you in here?
You didn't expect me, did you?
Is it? Could it be? No, it can't. But not you. How? Where? What?
And we're going to pause that, of course, is Tango Martinez, who left his professional wrestling career to become an actor, and after 3 films went back to professional wrestling. And we'll resume.
Yes, I'm here. You didn't think I'd come back, did you?
Wildly angled reaction shot. Well, look, a lot's happened since the war ended. I mean, it's just water under the bridge, the fire in the barn's put out. It's
the bridge that you left me under.
All right, I owe you one.
Do you know what type of things were living in those waters?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe something reptilian. Is that a metaphor? Was it a metaphorical thing living under those waters?
Look at this.
Well, that's an actual scar. That is very ugly.
Yes, it's a scar that you put there.
Like the scars war caused to the entire world, and that's a metaphor.
I will never, ever, ever forget this.
But what can I do to make it up for you?
It's too late.
Wait.
Just be warned. You'll get yours. You'll get yours.
That was dark and foreboding, but it's not like I'm going to run into an alligator in Hollywood, so I'm going to sit here and drink my cheap whiskey and light my cheap cigars. And rest upon my pre-civil code entitlements. You can laugh at that. It's supposed to be ironic and awful. Hey, how did you get in? They should put a revolving door in this place.
Mark, we need to talk.
I told you, what we had was nice, but I need to move on. I'm not a one-lady guy.
I saved you, and you're gonna forget it?
No, here's a little something for your trouble.
Mark, this doesn't.
Look, it was only one gunman. What do you want? I could have gotten around to it if he hadn't shot me 3 times, and if I wasn't bleeding out. Oh, damn it, I'm just beating around the bush. Gosh darn it, I'm crazy about you, and I just can't get over this stereotypical macho pre-50s feeling I have for you. Showing vulnerability is just not something done.
I understand. It's different. But when are you gonna let this life go?
And we'll pause it right there because in the vast majority of noir films, this is the point where he would have brutally slapped her and then they would have kissed. But this production company found a much more humane alternative action that I have been fascinated with for many decades now. And will advance.
Here's some literature I picked on building healthy relationships. Look!
Wow, you did this for me.
Shared interests. Clear communication. Look! even. Cause my heart broke, your heart broke, and together both halves of those hearts made a new heart. Not an actual heart, a metaphorical heart.
Right.
A euphemism for love and romance.
Right.
I'm not dying again like I was before when I got shot and you saved me.
Yeah.
Let's go to dinner and I can tell you about the cryptic threat I had from an old war buddy I let down.
Mark, that sounds wonderful. Let's go.
Dad, can we pause here?
Yes, we'll pause it right there, mid-transition. That's beautiful. Well, let's just, advance through the end of the, there, and we'll pause it right there in the blackout.
So, okay, I heard a rumor that the two of them were actually romantic partners in real life, but then they broke up midway through the film, and she had a nervous breakdown throughout the whole second half of the film.
You know, press agents in those days would do anything to get what they called ink.
Yeah, but if you watch really closely, you can see her just kind of melting down gradually throughout the second half of the film. If you watch closely.
How old are you now?
17.
You're right. If you were still 15, I wouldn't admit to it, but you're right. She had a terrible time. Of course, you will remember that in 1973, she was appointed our ambassador to the United Nations.
Yeah,
so it was a comeback.
Yeah.
But she had a terrible time in the 50s.
I did a book report on her.
You're
in
right.
fifth grade.
They called her the girl who could not say no but didn't know how to do yes.
That's why I picked her for my book report. It had to be 4 pages, and that took up the whole first page, so then I only had to do 3.
Let's go back to the movie.
Oh, please, let me get the chair for you here.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a gentleman, you know.
There's some of the strain right there.
Yes.
So this is my favorite Cajun-themed restaurant, like the old Bayou in the heart of LA.
Oh, it's so spicy.
Oh, those are real steaks.
Oh, Mark, you're so funny in the way you talk to
Of course, they were plastic snakes, but Lola had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a spider! It's rubber, it's fake, it's butter with the swamp
me.
thing.
You have the best sense of humor I've ever.
Cigarette?
Sure.
Got it! It's a lighter, look, it's a novelty lighter.
Oh, Mark, you're so kind.
Say, that's new. Wow, they really went into detail. That is not just paper mache.
They indeed did that. It really looks as if it's almost real.
Look at that. I can even smell. It smells like carrion. I can really... Mother of God! Luckily, there's furniture. Chairs. They're Alligator's weakness. Run, Clarice!
If you listen carefully, you can hear the director saying cut, but they did keep the film rolling.
I will improvise. Don't huddle under the table in the fetal position because your character's actually frightened and it's not you performing that way. Run! Where's the animal? I mean, there's a chair!
And of course, this transition was the sudden blackout. And this scene was filmed just before Lola Fondue published her autobiography, I Am a Piñata, which was a telling description of her life in Hollywood. It was brutal for a young girl.
I think she just felt that the Hollywood system just sort of like emptied her of all the sweetness that she had arrived with originally.
It's
and
really
just left
true.
her an empty shell.
And the ensuing scenes where she skipped many of the words of her dialogue really make me sad.
Yeah.
We should go to the car chase scene.
Oh yeah.
We can't show the whole film.
Oh yeah. She had a car chase scene.
So we really should go to the car chase scene. Of course, that stretch of US 1 in the Hollywood Hills, just absolutely amazing, the curves. And they did a technique called shooting night for day. It was shot in broad daylight, but the exposure was such that they made it look like nighttime. Notice Lola's attempt to gain control under these very trying circumstances.
Oh, Mark, your driving sure has not changed.
We'll shake that gator.
Oh,
wasn't a euphemism like something tasteless, like shaking the lizard. No, I'm an actual alligator, the one we met.
Not a euphemism, Mark.
I realize I might be annoyingly loud in this small confined space, but I have to remind you, this is the late 40s and all men speak this way.
That's Mark.
The use of a Barnum's Animal Crackers van for the alligator chasing them, I thought, was a brilliant choice.
Look in the rearview mirror! It's so real!
It's something delicious. It's so menacing at the same time. Mark, drive faster. Okay, but not so fast.
And then the inevitable car crash that every film noir film featured in this scene.
Ah! Fake model. Roll over.
It looks so real. I can't believe that was a fake.
That car was only 4 inches long.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine.
Luckily, we've crashed into this abandoned pile of old furniture.
This was so convenient.
Just what we need if that gator catches up.
Well, we should be just fine now. There's no way it could find us.
Wait, before things get crazy again, there's one thing I want to tell you.
Mark.
Look out!
Oh my God! I can't! Please go.
Quick, Henry, that ottoman! The camera is rolling. It's rolling.
It's terrible to see. It's
know.
really awful to watch. I can't believe they used the footage.
You'll edit this out. You'll edit this out.
Oh my God! Why did you have to do that in front of my face? Why are you still doing it?
I will drag the gator away, and we will wrestle, and it will not be stock footage.
Can you pause here? Can you
Yes, pause.
See, I think that she is like losing her mind, and she doesn't even know which one is which. She doesn't know if the alligator is Mark or Mark is the alligator. Right?
Well, of course, that was the original filmmaker's intent, but it was going to be presented much more cinematically. Unfortunately, Lola had the real confusion.
Yeah, I think
which
she
was
really
terrible.
didn't know.
And of course, then we had the, let's just fast forward through the alligator wrestling scene because most people have seen that.
Yeah.
So we're just going to fast forward through that, the alligator wrestling.
I thought about you the whole time I was down there fighting that gator. I was wrestling an actual gator, but really, I was wrestling my inability to be vulnerable as well, which is a metaphor.
I was wrestling my ability to tell which one you were and which one the alligator was, and in the blur of everything, I think I kissed an alligator.
That's crazy. That's so crazy that I just want to reach over to you and show you a picture of my mom. I can't wait for you to meet her. That pamphlet says we should really get to know one another. Find out what our favorite things are, colors and songs.
You've been reading them.
I have.
Well, you've been going right by the book.
Oh, well, speaking of going right by the book, there's only one way to destroy an alligator that's been trained for revenge, and that is to lead it up to a high place, the terrible climbers, and then trick it to falling off and pummel it with old furniture.
Mark, may I remind you of the time that you were on the cliff last?
Well, actually, this was another confusion because, you see, that was a third reel, but they used it to open.
I'm having a flashback to another time before this story started, where this happened once before.
So now we're like in a flashback within a flashback within
It's
a
a flashback within a
Clarice! This octopus is coming up that cliff! Quickly! Quickly! Help me! Throw these old typewriters! The old typewriters that are octopuses with this!
The metaphysical ones or the real ones? Here's the metaphysical.
They're real, but they're also a metaphor!
Oh my goodness, this is confusing, but here's a block I found. Maybe that will do the trick.
Look at you being a strong female!
Can you pause, Dad? Pause. Real octopus or rubber?
It was a combination of the two.
A combination?
Yes, it was a real octopus with prosthetics that were made of rubber.
Oh, okay. Is that why it has 16 limbs?
You caught
Okay, all
that.
right,
Here we go.
The octopus is coming! Oh, it's dead!
Oh.
You killed the octopus!
That really worked!
I mean, we're over here hanging above Los Angeles, which is a place that chews up and spits out people's dreams, especially women and minorities, because they don't really recognize talent.
We
It's
have
a
dreams.
system. No, you don't, but you should be allowed to have dreams future that hasn't happened yet. Could you imagine if... Oh my God, I'm on this cliff and the alligator's coming!
Mark, this is the second time that this has happened. Don't tell me you need another typewriter.
It's my old war buddy and nemesis!
Aha! I told you you'd be sorry.
Well, what do you want, an apology?
No one knows why he then proceeded to pull a teapot out of his jacket.
I think it's a metaphor for colonialism.
Wow.
I'm so confused!
What is he
planning? Oh, hold on, Mark.
Don't slip!
And the fact that at this point they burst into song, which was unheard of in film noir, really makes this movie unique.
Don't slip. Don't slip.
One finger away.
I'll miss you.
One digit.
No, I know.
Knuckles giving out. I will plummet to the chest below.
I'm out of typewriters. I don't know what to do.
I flip you the bird, but then I die. I die. It's free code. I could get away with it.
I'm just a woman. I don't have any opinions or feelings. But I feel like I need to save you.
Or not.
What?
We can be together, just you
What?
and I. Forget him.
Hey!
Just let him.
I can totally hear you!
Eventually, he will die.
Oh, come on!
We must be together as one. Don't you think that we will have fun?
We could have fun. We could have fun.
Oh, so much fun.
But he's hanging by one foot.
Just one.
I can't let him die like this.
No, don't do that!
Like this, let him fall. Where's the alligator singing? Let him fall to my jaws. I'm glad I brought the rope.
Don't
Mark,
do it.
grab it, come on up.
No! No! My heart is being crushed into a million pieces.
I should kill you for what you've done.
I tried to kill you. It's still there.
Little known fact, the original ending of the movie featured a double wedding.
It's
I'll
okay.
let you figure out the rest.
I think it's time I forgive you.
I think it's time I forgive you too. And you! We're having a party and you're invited! Kill it when it comes up here.
No! You can't! You mustn't! No! Not the gator!
What's going on between you and the alligator?
I have no idea!
It feels so much tension. Don't tell me.
I have a confession. This isn't any alligator. It's Betsy, the love of my life. You see, we were truly meant to be together, and she was protecting me and avenging my honor. The truth is, we met all those years ago, under that bridge where you left me.
This monologue went on for 17 minutes.
It's a little long.
That was the most amazing, life-changing story I've ever heard, and I curse the day anyone misses the opportunity to hear it, because it can change the course of your existence.
So you see, we must be together forever.
I understand.
And thus ends a film that who would have thought my daughter and I would bond over an old film noir classic like this. And here comes our chance to give it Now what we do is either thumbs up.
Wait
or
a minute,
thumbs-
wait a minute, wait a minute. My name's Clarissa,
Yes,
and the character in the movie was Clarice.
yes.
I was named after her?
Your mother doesn't know that.
Okay, it's our secret.
Oh, that's wonderful, honey.
All right, ready?
All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Yes! 2 thumbs up! Oh, and I have a special treat for you, darling. Well, we have managed to assemble many of the actors from the original cast.
No!
Now, they don't look the same. They're older. It's been a long time. So, but we have them in the studio.
Oh my God.
And we're going to bring the cast back. And here they come. Warm studio audience welcome for the cast.
Oh my God, I used to have such a crush on them.
Well, Henry's changed a little bit.
Oh.
But you come in, grab a chair. Can you help them?
yes.
Can you help them?
Here, I'll bring the chair to you.
Yeah, there we go. There, just make sure it's behind his butt. Make sure it's behind his butt. Behind his butt. Good, good. Wait, help him. Yeah, he has a hard time with that last 6 inches of sitting. There we are. Yes, that's good. That's good. That's great. And of course, many people don't know Bubbles Simpkins, who played the alligator. There's Bubbles. Hey, Bubbles Simpkins. Yes. Do we have another? Can we bring them that one? I like to make my daughter work. It's really it's a happy thing for a man to make his daughter work.
I didn't realize this movie was that old.
Well, yes, it was produced in the
I just
1940s.
didn't.
For heaven's sakes, that's 60 years
It's
ago.
just kind of frozen like that in my mind.
I know that happens. Hello and welcome.
It's good to be here.
Welcome.
I'm happy to be here in the little show.
Good.
The little screen. We had bigger screens.
Well, yes, our screen may be little, but our heart is big.
It's not a metaphor.
Yes, and you've enriched us with your work over the years. Who would you like to ask? Maybe we could just ask you to just say your names one more time, because they're not always the same after this many years.
Well, I go by Judd Johnson now.
Judd Johnson.
After I left the film, I went back into wrestling.
Very nice, Judd. Very good. And are you still Bubbles Simpkins, or?
I am still Bubbles Simkus. So I'm not used to doing things with my real face. I am.
And it's a lovely face, Bubbles.
Thank you. Yes. Usually I am playing some sort of reptilian. That's really my wheelhouse. But it's wonderful to be here, and I'm so glad that you both.
You were one of the lesser Zorn in the original Star Trek series, if I remember correctly.
I was, yes.
You're not the big one that battled Kirk, but
No. That
one
was
of
Doug.
Doug's a master. He's a
He's
master.
really a master of the craft. Yeah. Dad.
Sorry. And of course,
Well, I left my old name behind once I became the spokesperson for a product you all know and love, Sterno. The little canisters that heat up foil-wrapped food in weddings and whatnot. I became Ray Sterno, and I legally changed my name to Ray Sterno.
Ray Sterno. We are honored.
Sterno, the heater that makes your food taste great.
Hot dog. That was my catchphrase.
Thank you, Ray. And last but certainly not least,
Yes. Oh my God.
do you still go by Lola Fondue?
I do. I don't leave my house anymore.
And yet you came to join us. That's really good. Lola, how do you occupy your time?
The corner is quite interesting. I look at it and look at the details of the wallpaper in my home.
I understand you've been doing that since the end of the Reagan administration?
Yes. That's all I do.
It's enough. It's enough, Lola.
It's enough to get me by.
Do you have a question for Lola?
Lola.
Yes.
They said that you were sewn into those dresses. That they actually had to sew you into them. Yeah. There was a rumor going around that they actually sewed it to your skin, causing you terrible, terrible pain throughout the movie. Is that
sewed and ironed? So you may have seen my outfits were wrinkle-proof, and as was my skin.
Ooh.
A trooper.
Yes.
I'd just like to speak to that because I had to put on the alligator suit every time we did filming, and Lola was always in costuming for longer than I was. Which,
really?
Yeah, that's not often the case, but they really wanted to make sure that there were no creases in her flesh or outfits.
That sounds terribly, terribly, terribly cruel.
I've kept the same beautiful complexion.
Yes, you have. Yes.
Yes, Lord.
Yes.
And of course, Henry, prior to Sterno, you started, Henry.
He's asleep.
There he is.
Mr. Reagan, it wasn't me. It's Frank Capra, the communist. Frank Capra. String him up. What?
We were saying,
Mommy,
that prior to Sterno, you started your own line of cigarette papers, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, that was the idea I had with, we themed it after that movie. You know, they weren't just regular paper, they were paper pulp mixed with alligator hide.
Wrap it up, oh, we wrap it up, wrap it up.
Put a gator in your face. That was my line. Yeah, we lost everything. we made a mistake. We geared those cigarettes toward adults. It was the kids' market. They cleaned up after we went out. It was the kids' market.
And speaking of cleaning up, I believe you became a wealthy man.
As a matter of fact, I did. You see, I won several world championships following that movie. I don't like to talk about it often.
Could you give us one tip?
Don't do movies when you have muscles like this.
I see. Yes. Do you have a question for any of them?
This is so depressing, Dad.
I know, it's terrible. We'll never do it again.
No.
I swear to God, we never will.
Okay, what is your fondest?
Yes.
What is your fondest memory from the filming of this movie? Fondest.
Well, I could speak to that. I'm sure Lola remembers.
Oh God.
We did a lot of rehearsing behind the scenes.
It's, of course, still the children's hour. Pre-10 p.m. We're, yeah,
I saw
okay.
them.
Oh God.
Oh, Bubbles, no.
You didn't think I saw them. You thought the alligator suit was empty.
So, Bubbles, the suit. The sight must have been difficult when you were wearing the suit.
Yeah, I think I bit the wrong person at least a couple times. I think I bit you, Lola. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You got me once too.
Oh no.
That's alright, I liked it.
And Bubbles, I saw you recently at a shopping center, which was odd because it was a closing of a shopping center. I usually associate mascots and costume characters with the openings of things, but of course they've been closing by the droves. Is that actually a regular gig now?
It's the easiest work for costume work in general.
So Bubbles, is it actually work, or do you just read that a shopping center is closing and show up?
I mean, you would be surprised how many people will pay to have their mascot weeping in front of the shop as the doors are locked that final time. It's a real big thing on social media. I don't quite understand it, but it's usually real work.
And you're getting by okay?
I'm doing fine. Yeah.
Do you have a support network?
I mean, define support network. Like I have a house. And like my brother has.
Your brother? Ray Sterno is your brother?
I mean, it's half brother. It's why we're built so different.
I had
That's true.
no idea.
That's like Hollywood's best kept secret. Right here on our show.
We scooped the big
Oh
boys.
my
Oh, this is gonna go
It
national.
ain't a secret if nobody cares.
He's got a point there.
Yeah, we've talked about, I think, the original movie.
Well, but now I remember reading that you and Lola were related.
Yes.
Yeah, Lola knows more about that.
We're really all related.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah, family picture.
Yes.
You're all related?
You see,
Yeah, Dad's the one that did the editing.
In some way or another.
That's why it got kind of sandwiched weird.
they're biological sisters, but they had one different parent each, and then our parents remarried. She became my half sister, and then we wound up by I forget who, but somewhere along the line there, that's our cousin over there.
None of you married any of the others, is that correct?
No.
Not that I can remember, but you know.
That's good, because that is illegal.
No marriage.
I mean, it was the 60s, so was it illegal? I don't think that was illegal until like 84.
Well, you know, we're almost out of time.
Yeah, we should be out of time. Yeah.
We really should, yeah. Could you just each share just one little bit of advice for young performers just coming up today? Just a brief little.
Don't be a young performer. Or a performer at all. Run far away from the profession and everything else.
Thank you, Lola.
Well, if you're in business, in the biz, as they say, and you happen to be fortunate enough to be working with a writer who's very progressive and wants to push for the recognition of the rights of the disenfranchised and the greater good for all mankind, you should do what I did and report them for un-American activities. And you will work for a very, very long time. Thank you.
The only advice that I really have is to hide your face whenever possible. That's really been my strongest asset over the years, just being wiggly and having no discernible face to the public eye. It's been good. I support that.
You know, as I sit here and think about what I could say and the things I've learned, I think sometimes you have to make the ultimate sacrifice, and you have to give up everything for your family to support them in every endeavor, like we did for our father here. And
Wait, your father?
He did the editing.
Yeah. Dad did the editing.
Dad?
Look, it's
Oh God, I am so confused. All right, we are out of time.
You know, like Ellis Island, you change your names, you don't do blood tests. I'm just saying, people come over, you go to war, people get hurt, they go to hospitals, they have amnesia.
Dad, we need to cut to a commercial.
I'm just saying. What are we advertising? I still got it. Voltan, it's a big company with a logo. I still got it.
And God, for God's sakes. That's two on the island. That's our show. This is the Bobby Market Company. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. And we hope we'll see you all again. Tonight was one of the more interesting nights. If you had a good time, please hit social media. Remind your friends that you saw something cool. If you did not have a good time, just shut up. All right. Thank you all. Good night. Good
Who's the one who related us?
Like what? Someone said it and then it's true.